What's up guys, Jesse here, JLSComics, and welcome to this little video we're doing here on Saturdays. So last Wednesday, as I'm recording this, it was February 1st, 2017, my new comic book haul. At the end of it, I asked a trivia question, and now we're going to answer those, or that question. And it was about Hulk 181 and some of the appearances there. We're going to get that in a second. But I said to people to put your answers down in the comment section below, and so people did just that. So I'm going to read out the answers that people gave, and then we're going to talk about the answer. Alright, so these are some great people. I'm going to say the names. Please check out their channels if they make videos. Feel free to subscribe. Great people all around here. I've subscribed to some of them myself, and I can vouch for them in that way. But if you're not on this list and you want to shout out, wait till next Wednesday. I'll ask another question. You can answer it down there, and then when I do the answer video, which is this video, for that question, I'll give you a shout out in that way. I have had a ton of subscribers lately, and I'm very appreciative of them. I see you guys, putting your names in there if it's a public subscription. If you keep it private, I don't know. But there's so many people there, and I'm finally over 700 subscribers. So I'm super excited and thankful and grateful for that. I never thought I would be anywhere close to 700, but here we are, over that mark, on the way to 1,000. Hoping to get there sometime this year, guys. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these answered here. So we have Amazing Murphinator 1028. Mike, how you doing? He said Daredevil 115. The Doom 143 says great haul. Thank you, sir. Had fun reading. And he says Daredevil 115 as well. Okay, Seeking Near Me Comics said nice pull for New Comic Book Day, and he likes the 181 reprint. I do too, sir. Answer to the trivia is, in Jeopardy style, what is Hulk 180? Alex? We had Hero Statue Collector Lou. He didn't answer the question, but he did say nice haul, brother, so thank you, Lou. Paul Stavenis also said Daredevil 115. Dominic Rocco said Hulk 180. Alright, Big E's said, nice, Jesse. The Hulk 181 ad can be found in 3 books. Daredevil 119, Thor 229, and Marvel Premiere 19. Andrew Hoffman said Daredevil 115, and Miss Emma Frost also said Daredevil 115. So now, we're going to check out the answer. So, in my new comic book video, I actually asked at the end about this book here, Wolverine. This is True Believers, Wolverine versus Hulk. The actual name in the indicia is Wolverine versus Hulk #1. And this reprints Hulk 181. So here's my Hulk 181. Just kidding, I don't have one yet. And my question was regarding Wolverine's depiction prior to this issue. I asked about an advertisement, and I'm going to give you an answer, and it kind of depends how far down the rabbit hole you want to go. So there's a couple answers there for the advertisement, and then a couple other things I want to talk about as well in terms of Wolverine, his name, his image, his IP being depicted prior to Hulk 181, which is considered his first full appearance. So if you answered any of these 3 issues, see them on the screen here, Daredevil 115 was a popular answer. That is correct. That came out in November of 1974, the same month that Hulk 181 did, and it was about a week prior to the issue. And it had this advertisement here. So that was a correct answer. Another one is Marvel Premiere number 19. It came out the same week. Also had the same advertisement. And Thor number 229 also had the advertisement. That came out right around the beginning of November, those issues. And those teased the first full. So Hulk 180, actually in the back, and here you go. There's a cameo. Full page spread of of Wolverine, right there for you to see, teasing Hulk 181. So you had the cameo, and then a week before 181, which was the next month, you had those 3 advertisements. So those would all be correct answers. But there's a couple more things we can talk about. One of which being a little magazine that came out. These two things happened a couple years prior, or 1973 really, so a year prior, okay? You had Jim Steranko and Stan Lee. They made a magazine. It was a quarterly magazine called Foom, which is Friends of Old Marvel. And in that first issue, they actually had a contest, reaching out to the kids of the world to say, hey, what are your ideas for some cool superheroes? Send them in. Maybe we'll look at them. Stan Lee, the man himself, will look at these, and we'll put them in the next issue. So there was a guy named Andy Olson. He thought that was a great idea, so he drew up a couple characters, one of which was a character named Wolverine. He sent that in. It was just a image here, show it on the screen. And lo and behold, he was a finalist. He actually was not the winner of the contest, but Stanley looked at it. It was in there. Here's a bunch of them here of the other contest entrants. So that was in Foom number 2. You got to see this Wolverine created by Andy Olson. Okay, Andy in his mind wanted this character to have a metal sort of skeleton inside, not specifically adamantium, that was the name. That didn't come till later, and a lot of people kind of cite that as a reason why this might be a character who was in fact a prototype for Wolverine. However, it wasn't actually until the Chris Claremont and Byrne days that the Wolverine adamantium skeleton was revealed, and I think it was X-Men number 98, and that was 1976. So a little bit while down the road where that was actually revealed, and then later on in the 90s, Magneto pulled it out, and we say, aha, well, it was actually a bone skeleton. So that was Andy Olson. Pretty interesting story there. Make up your mind on that. And then the next one is actually by a man, a myth, a legend named Dave Cockrum, who, God rest his soul, rest in peace, good sir, passed in November of 2006, so about 10 years ago. He had a great idea, but he was with DC Comics. So in 1972, he actually pitched a set of characters. It was going to be a new series. It would be set in the Legion of Superheroes timeline. The name escapes me right now, but he said, here's some cool characters. We're going to do this new story set in this timeline. DC said, no. So he went over to Marvel, and he goes, hey, look, Mr. Roy Thomas, look at these cool characters that I have. Want to do something with them? So Roy says, maybe. And he actually took a couple of the characters. Some of them were characters like Nightcrawler, Storm, Colossus. Those became X-Men. It was 1975, I believe, that the Giant Size X-Men number 1 came out with a lot of these characters, and Wolverine was included in that. And that was actually his third appearance, Wolverine. Didn't take those until later, but that was 1970, late 72, 73-ish. So then 1974, Roy Thomas is sitting there with a couple friends, and he goes, hey, Mr. Len Wien, I want a character. I want him to be Canadian, I want him to be feral, and I want him to be of short stature. So he goes, and John Romita Sr. actually designed the costume. It was Len Wien who did the interior pencil work on this issue, and you can see him credited in here with Jack Gable as the inker, right? So, coincidences, overlapping characters. The name was used a couple times, prior to Wolverine actually coming out. So, so that's a couple issues there, but the answer to my question, the Wolverine character that Dave Cockrum made most likely became the character Fang, who first appeared in X-Men number 107. Alright, so that's the answer. I told you we were going to go down that rabbit hole. Daredevil 115, Marvel Premiere 19, Thor 229, all had the advertisement that I was asking about. Hulk 180 was another answer in the comments area. That is the first cameo, right? So there you go. There's a couple answers there. A couple stories about Andy Olson and Dave Cockrum as well. But that'll do it for today. Leave some comments down below. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, if it's your first time here, here's a button for you. Here's some other videos to check out. Pretty cool. Look forward to seeing you guys next video. That'll do it. This is Jesse, JLSComics, and this has been a Trivia Answer.